Hey, 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 hey. I'm back. Here's my thinking. Here's my thinking. So, yesterday, I did a Tune Up Tuesday Wednesday edition because my Tuesday got out of control and I just couldn't stay up with it. Hey, Bambi, good morning. So, what I thought I'd do is because I have an ultra busy day today. I have a 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and a 5 o'clock. Busy day. What I thought I'd do, because it makes no sense, is to double down and do a Tune Up Tuesday Thursday edition. That way, my intention contract with the universe to do these on Tuesdays, I will be ahead. So I'm going to work for extra credit. There's a lesson in that someplace. I could stop right now and that could be the lesson for the day. So what I'm going to do now is do a little extra credit in advance in case because my weeks are really ramping up. As I said yesterday, I'm tuning myself up in my thinking and my feeling as we go through these, recapping some of these ideas I share, and I'm getting the result in my own life, and my days have exploded. I'm so busy now I can hardly keep up with things. So today, welcome to Tune Up Tuesday Thursday edition. It was fun. Oh man, and the sun's coming up. I'm building these little, quarantine habits that are just kind of cool. I get up early. I kind of go outside a little bit. It's nice out here in Vegas. And it's cool in the morning still. So I can kind of, just chill, taking the fresh air and think about the chaos that will soon be my day and get ready for it, to embrace it, right? To embrace that chaotic dance. It's a good thing. I consider being busy a blessing. Thank you, Bambi. Thank you. I'm in a really good mood. Hey, Camilo, welcome to the Tuesday. Welcome to Tune Up Tuesday, Thursday edition. The funny thing is, for most people, the days are blending together, right? And there's no longer really Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, all these days that we kind of used to. Now it's kind of more like yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Which day is it? Well, is this today, or that happened yesterday, or tomorrow? Because the Wednesday, Tuesday, Friday thing is kind of blended into one long quarantine day. All right, guys. So here's what I'm thinking. I was thinking, and actually, what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to share out loud kind of the conversation I was having myself as I just kind of put my game face on, my hard chargers game face on, and go out there and get something today in my business world. Got a lot going on, and I was reviewing what I now call the X10 question, and I do a lot of review. It's just part of what I've built to be a habitual way I approach life. I constantly review things. I don't dwell on the past, but I look at the past as data, and I look at the past as kind of like a challenge and an invitation to the future, right? So we talked about that on some other broadcasts. I don't want to lose my thought on this X10 because I will go on a tangent. I will go on one. So here's the idea. Actually, what time is it? Oh, it's good. I'm not gonna keep you long, but I got a little while before I need to be somewhere. But here's the deal. Here's what we're going to talk about, and I'm going to share this X10 question with you. As always, when I share things with you, my intent is that they might spark your own idea, their own insight, your own perspective, your own distinction, your own change in the way you see your world, and that change might change your world, right? So that's the whole goal with these things, right? So here's the question. It shows that the 10 ring. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it does. Good point. Good point, baby. Yeah. So here's the deal. The 10X question that I asked myself that changed pretty much everything. So, and this was a question I asked myself over 10 years ago the first time, but I constantly revisit it every now and then. And one day I asked myself a pretty serious question. I play these question games of what ifs and these kind of scenarios to explore possibility. And I stumbled upon a question that the answer to it made me, take pause, recalibrate, and then start to make some fundamental changes. So the question was simply this. It's a simple question. The X10, so 10 times, right, is what that means. So if you were to go to bed tonight and wake up tomorrow and you were 10 times smarter or 10 times better at what you did, what would that really mean in the world? What would that really mean in your world, right? When I say world, I mean your world. And the first time I did that, I was in a situation, the first time I did that was actually in the military, and I realized that if I woke up the next day and I was 10 times smarter or 10 times better at my role, my function, my station, my job, my career, my ability, it would not necessarily mean anything. It could actually not mean anything. And it was an eye-opening perspective on me, because I realized that although I could function, if I was 10 times better at my ability, if I was 10 times smarter at what I did, I would perform better. But I was in a position where that I would then need somebody else's permission for that to mean something good for me. And that bothered me. And that was also the same in my early corporate roles when I re-asked myself this question, right? Because I immediately made some fundamental changes, right? That was one of the driving reasons why I took a different path and got in a different type of vehicle. But even in corporate America, even in my professional path, I realized that, man, if I was to, just let's call it be blessed or be lucky or just have that unique, unexpected thing happen, and I wake up overnight and I was 10 times smarter, 10 times more capable at my task, at my function, at my job, it would mean nothing. And that bothered me. And so what I used extreme is, so some people might be saying, well, that's hypothetical. It doesn't make any difference. Well, here's the insight into looking at extreme examples. Sometimes extreme examples is just an acceleration of a non-stream example, which means if it wouldn't matter in my environment, it wouldn't my situation. If it wouldn't matter in my situation, if I was suddenly 10 times more capable or 10 times better at what I did, then if I became 10 times better over time, it probably wouldn't mean anything either. Whoa. So why get better? Why make the investment? Why take the time investment, the stress investment, the money investment to get better at anything, right? That was the first thing, and I'm just sharing my thoughts. And then that made me take some fundamental different approaches at what I was considering was worth a path for me professionally. That's why ultimately, way back when, I ended up in sales, because at least in sales, there was some variableness to that, right? If I was 10 times better at what I was able to do, my reward could be 10 times better. But then as I explored that in real life, I realized that there were still these stopgaps in the path of reward that were outside of my control. I still needed somebody's permission. That's what ultimately led me to being to trying to find a path to being in business ownership. And I'm not saying this is for everybody. I'm just giving you the thinking. So, and it's not just about career paths. It's about other things. I mean, I looked at, I asked myself about the 10X question, right? If I woke up and if I was 10 times better at what I did, would that help me professionally? Okay, right. If not, whoa, I probably need to change how I do what I'm doing, or get into something where there would be a difference, right? Because at the end of the day, our ability, our knowledge, our insight, what we learn, that's the thing that we have that has the greatest potential. That is also the thing that we have the greatest potential to grow. So if we're in an environment where if we had this miracle thing happen, you had this 10X, this X10 thing happen, and suddenly you are 10 times more capable and it means nothing in your world, I would say you need to reconstruct your relationship with your world. That would just be me. That would just be me. I don't know. I'm just sharing. So then I started to apply the same question to other areas of my life, right? And it's interesting where the interest came from. I said, okay, if I was 10 times smarter, 10 times more capable about my areas of health and fitness, would I be better off instantly? And I realized, no, I wouldn't be. What I realized, I needed to be 10 times more consistent, 10 times more dedicated to what I knew would be things that involved around my health, and I adopted those habits, right? Still resulted from the 10X conversation. I realized that this X10 conversation, where if I was 10 times smarter about health and fitness, that doesn't result in me being more healthy. I had to do the do. I had to do the deal, right? I had to walk the path. So I started walking the path. And this is a conversation I had myself over 10 years ago, which is kind of cool and poetic when you think about it, right? I'm having this X10 conversation from what I had 10 years ago. Oh, guys, can you tell I'm getting fired up about today? Can you hear my neurons starting to bar? Can you feel the pace picking up? This is how I start my day, baby. I get mental energy jacked first. All right. The next thing I talked about, I just look at this. So here's the challenge. You got the idea now. X10. If you were 10 times better at, and then fill in the blank and point it at different areas of your life. If you were 10 times better at what you do for a living, if you were 10 times better at how you perform in your business or your function or your job or your profession, here's the deal. Here's the difference. Right now, there are some people right now, let me ask you a question. Going into COVID lockdown, going into this COVID quarantine lifestyle, this 2020 bump in the road we hit. If you are 10 times better at what you hear, I'll give you an example in business. Right now, some people are acting this out without even consciously knowing it, because there are some business owners out there everybody's not doing the same thing. Individuals aren't doing the same thing. Some businesses are saying, "Oh my gosh, my business for X amount of years is suddenly gone overnight. What can I do?" Doom gloom, dun 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 dun. And then there are other people out there with a business that the same challenge went away the same way, and they're looking at this, but they have this kind of X10 kind of possibility thing I'm trying to articulate to you right now. They have their own version of it, and you know what they're saying? They're saying, "Okay, if I'm 10 times better at what I could do, blah, 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 what I would do is I'll pivot. I'm pivoting my business. And you got tons and thousands of some businesses finding their new way, finding their new path. And some of these new paths are going to be better than the old paths they left. So they're not doom and gloom about what's going on. The world around them is challenging. The world around them is uncertain and scary. But they're not dun 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 dun. They're more like dun 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 dun. You get it? You get what I'm saying? So here's my challenge to you, my friends. X10. And it's the question. And I'm sharing this question with you in hope that your answers to the question to you gives you an idea, an insight, a spark, an uneasiness, a pissed offness, a desperation required to get a little better, to take a little path that might be worth it. Because I will tell you this, it's not just some of these things. Once I made these fundamental decisions, once I answered these critical questions, innocent, to run, Bobby, Landra, hey. Once I answered these questions and I made some fundamental changes to me and my approach and my view of what I was looking at. No, more accurately, when I could change the meaning I gave to what I saw around me, that completely changed how I felt about where I was in that moment, and then how I would respond and act based on that feeling. I had energy to do different things. I was navigating through a different map than people standing 6 inches next to me were navigating through. Your perspective on the world around you, how it makes you feel, that's the map that you are following. It's not the physical external map that everybody shares. We look at the same environment. I love this song. I love this song. Yeah. But anyway, everybody's not following the same map. And lots of what leads us to these different perspectives is an internal action. Starting with questions you ask yourself. You know what? You guys just gave me an idea. I'm gonna do a podcast on the power of powerful questions. Thank you for that. I knew there was a reason I wanted to push that go live button this morning and start sharing before my day gets going. I don't know if y'all can hear the music in the background, but it's starting to vibe with me. I'm starting to feel it a little bit. All right, guys. So that's the thing, the X10 question. I challenge you to ask that question. Again, just imagine, suspend your disbelief over the power of this question and ask yourself, if in an instant you were 10 times better at what you did, you were 10 times, your ability was 10 times better, would it result in 10 times the return? And then look at different areas of your life. And my suggestion or my offer for your consideration is, if the answer is no, change the game, man. Change something. Because that's the relationship you need to find. You need to find a relationship where the smarter you get about something, the more you understand something, the better you are at something, the better your life will be because of it. That's a powerful relationship. And it's a worthy one. Here's why, because it's timeless. It's timeless. If that's the variable, we can always learn, which means we can always learn, adapt, and change. If we can always learn, adapt, and change, that means tomorrow always has the potential to be better than right now. Hold on. Y'all feel that? Oh, God dang it, I'm fired up today. Woo! I don't think this day is ready for me. I don't think Thursday is ready, because here I am. All right, guys, I just wanted to share that with you. Hope you, hey, Beth, happy recent past birthday. Looking good, girl. I'm not gonna put you, I almost put your age out there. Holy crap, you might have got on an airplane with a COVID mask on and came and talked to me about putting a woman's age out there. I'm not gonna do that. But you wearing it well. You're wearing it well. All right. Jeremy James, the one-man band. Guys, if you don't know who this guy is, you should see him do his thing. He completely starts from scratch with no script and nothing, a complete whiteboard. And what he does is in real time, he becomes an orchestra. He does every instrument, every percussion, everything is him organically done on the fly. And you watch him put together. And although he is a brilliant musician, he's a different kind of artist. He's a loop artist, but watching it come together is a thing to behold. Is a thing to behold, my friend. All right, guys, as y'all can tell, I'm in a really good mood. Just wanted to share. But I do challenge you to take that X10 question. Ask yourself the question. Listen to your own answers. Listen to your own answers. And here's a very, okay, I'll get very non-physical for just a second. Very metaphysical for just a moment. It would be very arrogant of you to think that the ideas you come up with and the insight you suddenly have are just yours, created by you because of the magnificence of you. I'll leave it at that. So how dare you think it's just only about you that is there? Don't be that arrogant. Think it could be bigger than that. The idea that's given to you, the gift that you have in terms of an idea, what you can impact you can make on this world, what if it's bigger than you? What if that's a gift to you? What if that's been handed to you to do something about? But no, you and your arrogance are just gonna sit back and say, nah, because I'm the master of my own ideas and I'm the master of all these things. I get to determine what's worthy to the world or what's worthy or not. I think that's freaking arrogant. Well, in my world. I'm not preaching. I'm kind of on a soapbox. But that's part of what drives me. I think that things I feel and things I might come across and see are way bigger than me. And the most powerful thing I can tell you from studying mindset and especially from the warrior genre, right? One of the things that make the most powerful warriors powerful is that they have this unrestrained ability to live and act for a cause much greater than themselves. Ironic how that pieces together. When people find something to go at bigger than themselves, they themselves become greater than they were. I might need to end it on that, folks. I don't know that there could be a better bookend to a concept, an idea on a Tune-Up Tuesday, Thursday edition. Welcome inside this crazy head. I know you guys are like, what the heck? All right, guys, you guys have a great Hillary. Hey, brother, I see you doing your thing on Motivation Monday, man. I see you giving the gifts to the world. I see you trying to inspire and lift people to a higher bar. I see you doing it. Hey, Sarah Ortiz, you've tuned in just as I'm about to tune off. I know you are probably feeling a little bit better about this city coming back to life slowly, I guess it is. Pool should be open soon, I'm hoping. I'm missing it. I'm ready. Gotta figure that out. All right, guys, you guys have a great rest of the week. Have a great weekend. Welcome back to Tune Up Tuesday, Thursday edition. Now I'm one ahead. See? So next time if I miss it, because my weeks are getting super busy, so if I miss it on a Tuesday, just remember, oh yeah, well, he's kind of one up, so he's still good. Hear me, universe? I'm still good. See ya.